Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm fumbling my pen here. This is the Play Action Podcast, episode number 50. I am Will, and I got Colton here. Colton, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm okay. Talking football couldn't be nothing better on a Wednesday.
Exactly. And also, it's the half-century point in this fabulous podcast.
Yeah,
That's a
kind of
historic
crazy.
feat.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, when we first started the show, like, yeah, you want to do a football thing? I'm like, yeah, I have no problem talking football. Sure, let's do it. And here we are. I didn't think we'd make it this far, but we are. And I'm glad to be doing this with you, man. It's definitely fun.
I remember when I texted you. I remember it was like March. It was like a week before shutdown of COVID started. I was like, "You want to do a podcast?" And then I just didn't talk to you for like 3-4 months, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're still down to do this podcast?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
Uh,
I got no issue, man. It was like you hit me up again. I was like, you're actually stuff for real about it. All right, cool, let's do it, man. And here we are. Who would have thought 50 episodes deep and part of U Stadium, something we didn't expect to be where we are at today. And here we are. Again, folks, drop a follow to our network. I mean, geez, follow the U Stadium if you're watching on the Play Action Podcast stuff here. And follow the Play Action Podcast on all your social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. We're always pumping out stuff. And like I said, U Stadium's always pumping out stuff. Football, NBA, NHL, whatever you got, they're pumping it out. Well, kick this thing along.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to episode number 50, and this is the Play Action Podcast.
This is the Play Action Podcast, featuring Will.
In the past 150 days, you didn't ever decide to sit down at your damn desk and be like, hey, let's game plan this playbook. Pardon my French, but goddamn, you are an idiot, Matt Nagy.
Featuring Colton.
Good job, Bill. Golly. What a dope. You missed Brady. You made a mistake. Come out and say you messed up. Golly.
Did he make a mistake, though? Is that for certain? I mean, he only put up 53 on the Jets. What, 53, 54? That was just
dude,
game.
No. He made a mistake. Bill's going to regret it. I don't think – oh, God. See, you could talk about a bazillion things with football. Like the Chiefs meltdown, which is great. I loved when everyone crowned Mahomes. The next GOAT, he's on the cover with Brady. Can we redo that whole Madden cover? Get the white, magic eraser, erase that thing off there because, he shouldn't have been crowned the next GOAT. But what do we got going on today? Because I can a little talk. See, that's the thing with football. It's Kansas City isn't the hot news because their meltdown has kind of been going on for a few weeks now. But seriously, you could literally talk anything football, but we got plenty of stuff to talk about. What do we got, Will?
Well, let's talk about the Packers COVID outbreak. So the Packers are now without Davante Adams. They're now without Allen Lazard. They are just shorthanded at wide receiver. And this is very bad going into probably their biggest game of the year, going against the Arizona Cardinals tomorrow night at 8:20 Eastern over on Fox. This is very surprising. I mean, there is a slim chance, and I mean very, very slim chance that Davante Adams can play. He has to have 2 negative COVID tests 24 hours apart. He is vaccinated, so, get the whole thing out of the way. And just there's so much to talk about here. There could be a chance he could play, or if you're going against them in fantasy like I am this week, you're maybe trying to be like, please don't have him play this week because you know what Davante Adams could do in fantasy football. But this is also very bad for the Packers offense, as now they're down Allen Lazard. He is not vaccinated, so he is out for this week, and we have to look forward to next week when the Packers do, in fact, play again. A lot of other injury news, too. J.J. Watt is also out for the Arizona Cardinals. Shoulder, but the Cardinals do activate Chandler Jones off the injured reserve, and along with another guy, I believe Zevin Collins is the other name there.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on a Davante Adams-less Arizona Cardinals team? Well, Packers team. Why did I say Arizona Cardinals?
You know what? Because they're without J.J. Watt, and the Cardinals are on a fantastic run. But yeah, Thursday Night Football, it sucks. There's really nothing to say about it. This is a game that people are looking forward to. I mean, you still can. There's Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray. But, I mean, now I don't know what the number is on the sports books, but the number had to have changed into a landslide here. Probably got another point or two in favor of the Cardinals. And that's what's crazy. It's it's a receiver. It's not like it's a quarterback that's out. That dude's the offense there. So you're going to probably see a lot of Aaron Jones, and
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, who's been really good for them as well this season. So that's probably what you're going to see a lot tomorrow night. Yeah, it's interesting. Thursday nights suck, man. They do. They really do. As much as I love having football, but sometimes it's like, damn, like when you have that good matchup and you have stuff like this happen, it's like, oh my goodness, why are we playing football on Thursday? Even though I do love it very much, it's just seeing these guys out definitely blows.
I gotta say, it goes back to last week. Like no one expected the Browns and the Broncos to really put on a show, but we got Ernest Johnson. He just put up a hell of a run. What 23 carries, he had a $167 total yardage. A lot of good stuff. And also
in the AAF, it's kind of crazy where that story came on. Good for him. I hate the Browns, but good for him.
But I mean, Aaron Rodgers against the Cardinals is some of the best football you ever see. You go back to that divisional round, the Larry Fitzgerald walk-off game, and he just threw 2 Hail Marys consecutively in 99 yards down the field. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. He's a very, very bad man. And I got to see, I'm lucky to see that firsthand going to a Jets Packers game. But, this is a very big cause of concern. But also, Marquez Valdes-Scantling could be activated from injured reserve. So there is another piece that can go back to return for the Green Bay Packers for sure. And also, you can't forget Jeff Janis, the GOAT. He's the man, the myth himself.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name should have a good game too. Randall Cobb should be a big part of that offense tomorrow for Green Bay. He did pick apart the Steelers. I think Randall Cobb is going to show little sparks of old Rodgers and Cobb tomorrow night if Green Bay does pull that game out.
And also, you can't forget too, also on offense, Robert Tonyan or Tonyan. I forgot how they pronounced his name, but he did mention how his name sounds. And Mercedes Lewis, the former Jacksonville Jaguar. Amari Rodgers, the best Aaron Rodgers there is. Can't forget about him. Yeah, it's Funyun. Like the snack. I don't even know what they are. Onions?
Oh,
I
gosh.
don't know.
Onions? Oh, they're gross.
I know, they're nasty.
They're like the onion things. Yeah, I'm not interested in those whatsoever.
But let's talk about the NFL owners are meeting in New York this week to talk about new rules. They brought up the whole taunting thing. If you want to go back to listen to our Dean Blandino interview, it was only 2 weeks ago. You can find it on the official U Stadium YouTube page to find it there. Right in the beginning of the episode, 25 minutes, we talked about all the taunting rules. And the NFL has come out and said they want to clean up the game. They want to have better sportsmanship. They don't want people in the face of others. Even though some of them have been questionable here and there, and some of them are like, they're not in the face. They kind of, you just get excited. You throw the football, you kind of get like a move, you got a good tackle, you saved like 4th down conversions, you're excited. And, they're cracking down on that stuff. They don't want you to be excited. The no fun league, as you mentioned to Dean a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it is the no fun league. The NFL has a lot of stuff on their plate, to be honest with you. Goodell and company. I was listening to Boomer and Gio today from the people that are in the New York area and who watch in the morning CBS Sports. Man, there was a caller that called in. There might be more to this whole Washington football team email stuff than we think. Like there might be other owners involved. Is that true? No. But Goodell's job is to protect the shield. Man, well, it's just that call made me think, and it made those guys think too. There might be more to this than you think, and like they're trying to bury this sucker while it's early and there's been a few casualties. But my goodness, this could get really ugly if like stuff gets out. Like if Goodell is letting stuff slide underneath, and I'm not saying that it is. I hope it's not because I do love the NFL. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, dude, it's really scary what could be going on, and Goodell could be screwed if anything gets out that he's out here defending what's going on behind the scenes if that is the case.
Now, I don't want to go too much because I am employed by the NFL. I am a National Football League employee. I do work Sunday game days. So, I'll be careful what I say here. If, Congress came out last Thursday and said they want these findings. They want to see them. They want to see these emails. And then you got Jerry Jones coming out and saying, "Hey, all the emails are okay." Like this guy's defending his rival essentially for the Washington football club. And that put me a little off today because it's, why would you be defending a guy that, against them? I know multi-billion-dollar, stadiums. You got Jerry World, you got Landover, Maryland, all those places, and it's just what, like, oh my lord, there's so much here. As we got uh the great rivalry between Colton and Josh. Josh is in the comments right now, kind of going off. Josh, I love you. I really do. I love you.
See, I am a Law and Order guy, so I'm just getting my early kickoff for my other career if this whole sports thing doesn't work. But no, that's not where I'm going. It's just kind of like where the owners are meeting this weekend and just everything that's going on. It just makes you think like, holy crap, this could be a lot worse than what we originally thought. But going on, Will, what are we sitting here trying to talk about when it comes to everything that's going on?
Yeah, we also have Mark Davis too. There was a great photo of him I saw earlier with him wearing the backpack. He looked like a 5-year-old, just chilling in like the side, just in a chair. I'm not sure if I got that saved on my Twitter, but I'll be able to find that. But they did talk about one major rule is the Rooney Rule. And if you are in, sports and all that stuff, the NFL, if you've not been living under a rock the past couple of weeks per se, the Rooney Rule is essentially you have to interview a person, multiple people of minority descent. So no matter if they're Asian, they are black, Arabic, Middle Eastern, whoever they are, you have to give a fair employment right. So essentially, that's what the Rooney Rule is. And they're talking about how you now have to interview someone in person of minority descent to, fill out the Rooney Rule. They're trying to make it so they have more people of descents, of colors, just getting these places, these jobs right now in the NFL. And also, over the offseason, they did hire a couple of people. So, you got Robert Saleh of the New York Jets. You do have David Coley of the Texans, two coaches of color and descent. And you also have Washington's GM, Martin Mayhew, Lions GM, Brad Holmes, and also Terry Fontenot. I probably butchered that because that's what I am good at. But they've seen more people of color and just, of minorities just getting more jobs in the NFL. I know that's still a big problem in the NFL because there was a spree where no one was getting hired and it was mainly just white, Caucasian people just getting jobs. Do you think this is the right step for the NFL in order to get more people involved?
Yeah, it's we've had our discussions about this before we jumped on with U Stadium. The whole thing is really weird. I don't think guys get a fair shake. I think it's kind of like, all right, what guy is somewhat, a reasonable guy to bring in who has some background coaching and all that, where it's like, all right, he's probably not going to be our head coach, but it's the rule. We got to bring him in. Like Eric Bieniemy is a guy that's still sitting there. I know he's turned down interviews and stuff, and we've heard stuff with him, but I want to see some more African American coaches involved and other people of color in the NFL, whether it's coaching, GMs. We're seeing a lot. It's starting to become more. You're seeing it a little bit more, like you just said. Saleh got hired, and the guy from the Texans just got hired as well, even though not a good situation in Houston. I feel bad for him. But I think Saleh is going to be there for a long time for the Jets if they give him time. You got both African Americans running the Dolphins, correct? I believe the GM is also African American as well there, along with the head coach, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Brian Flores. I am not too sure who the.
I think the GM is also an African American. I'm forgetting off the top of my head his name, but you're starting to see
Chris Greer. He is.
Yes, so you're starting to see it more involved, and that's good. It's good for football because you are seeing some coaches that are effective, and they're very good. I mean, people gloat about Mike Tomlin as one of the best coaches. I may have had my moments where not been on the Mike Tomlin fan club, but he's kind of turned me around a little bit. And when you hear players talk about him, I mean, I've talked about it a ton with Aaron Rodgers. He loves the way Tomlin coaches and the way he is. So it's good. I want to see. We'll see how it goes in the next few seasons. Like if there's more people of color getting involved in coaching and GM roles. I know Louis Riddick, who was on Steel Nation podcast with G Striker. Shout out to those guys. I know they hopped on the U Stadium show here. And I know he talked to Louis Riddick, and he named a few teams that he would be interested in. He's gotten some phone calls. He's currently right now Monday night. He loves what he's doing, but maybe like to see him one day take over a GM role for one of the teams. I know he listed a few when he was on with us with Steeler Nation. So we'll see what happens the next few seasons. I mean, like you said, it's kind of been one of those people come in, interview, cool, see ya. We never really had interest in you, so we'll see what happens going forward.
And also over the weekend, there was a very bad accident that happened. So NFL referee Carl Madsen died just hours after working the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tennessee Titans football game. He apparently had an episode where he was unconscious in his car. They had to break open the window of his car to where he was brought into a local medical facility to where he was pronounced dead on arrival. He was leaving Nashville to go back to his home in Weldon Springs, Missouri. I want to say if that was off the top of my head. He was in the NFL for 2 decades, on the field referee from 1997 to 2008, and became a replay official. So he was the man that got to go into the booth from 2009 until now. And he also served in the Air Force from 1973 to 1976. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Carl Madsen and his family during this very difficult time. Life's just so precious. Just kind of keep it there. Just, tell anyone that you have, tell them that you love them. Just, even if they come across your head, just tell them like, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hope you're doing good. The right thing to do in this situation.
Yeah, it's for sure. Trying to lighten up the mood here. Speaking of people that you're close with, I want to give my mother a happy birthday shout out. My girlfriend yesterday, so ironically back to
Your
back.
mom's birthday today? It's my little sister's birthday today. Look at that. Just
Wow,
everyone's born this week.
Small world, huh?
Small
Well,
world.
please. What else we got on tap for us?
Well, let's talk about Tom Brady's football pass. He threw 4 touchdowns on Sunday against the Chicago Bears. Well, the dismantling of the Chicago Bears. To where Mike Evans caught 3 of them, and Mike Evans likes to give a ball to the crowd whenever he gets a touchdown. And unfortunately, he gave away Tom Brady's 600th touchdown pass into the stands. One lucky man was able to obtain the football to where everyone said, "Oh my God, we just gave away probably the most historic piece in NFL history just now. What do we do?" And now this man has been interviewed all around the world, essentially. Well, really all around the world. Everyone's talked about him, as we got the graphic right here. Is this a fair trade-off right here? To give back Tom Brady's 600th touchdown jersey, as we got the dog barking in the background, but who cares about that? We got 2 signed jerseys from Tom Brady, 1 signed Mike Evans jersey, and game cleats, $1,000 to the Buccaneers team store, and 2 season tickets for the rest of 2021 into 2022, and also 1 Bitcoin. And I believe Rob Gronkowski and a former WWE wrestler, Mojo Rawley, have teamed up to give him $30,000 in cryptocurrency for giving back the football. Essentially, he's gotten well over $100,000 in just merchandise alone. Do you think this is a fair trade-off for what he got?
I called you specifically.
You called me yesterday.
Yes, I called you. I'm like, yeah, we got to add this on because, again, Pat McAfee show, the boys there, I was listening to them and they're like, dude, oh no, it's the Rich Eisen show, excuse me, not the Pat McAfee show. And the guys that are there with Rich, they're like, he gave it up way too early. Give it up way too early. I would have taken that football. But at the same time, though, maybe if I'm going to the game, I'm looking into it like, all right, where's Brady at passing? Like, it's like one of those things. Why are you looking that up? And why are you going to know that as like a fan? I'm just like, holy crap, I just got to game use football. That's how I'd be. I'd be like, holy crap, I got it from Tom Brady and Mike Evans. Like, those are possible Hall of Famers down the road. Clearly, one's guaranteed greatest of all time. But to not know, if the guy comes up to me and goes, yeah, it's Brady's 600. I'm like, oh, dude, I'll talk to him after the game. I'm vaccinated. I'll talk to him after the game. We'll work a little something. We'll see what happens. I know those guys were sitting there like, I want $500,000 each. Like themselves, they want $500K for it. I wouldn't have been that big of a pain in the balls. I probably would have given it right back like he did. He was a good guy. I probably would have.
He did deny him twice. He said, no, I'm not giving this back. Like they asked him like twice. He goes, can we get we need this back? And he goes, no, I'm not giving it back. And then the third time he said, you know what? We'll give it back to him. Okay, here you go. So if you were sitting So if you were sitting in that guy's spot and you were just right place, right time. This is all that it is. You're just at
Oh,
the right place
absolutely.
at the right time.
It's kind of crazy the more and more you think about it. And the thing is, like, he got so lucky. Like, that's the thing. Like, they make it so like known. Like, same thing with when the way I talked to you yesterday, like Drew Brees' touchdown. Like, you knew he was going to break the record on that night game, whenever it was, Monday night, Thursday night, whatever it was, Sunday night, whenever it was. You knew Drew was breaking the record. Um, See, I'm looking I have Twitter open to see like what comments pop up, and I'm losing my mind with Joe here. See, I can't, Joe. I'm not talking about Jake Funk. Please, if you have any other comment, please drop it. I will gladly talk about it. Because they don't pop up on the comments here. But see, this can make me lose my thought here. But no, now I remember. Drew Brees, you knew that ball was going to be a touchdown. Like, you knew when that was done, the ball was going right back to Drew. It was very well known. This one was like quiet. It was like, holy crap, that's Brady 600. We didn't realize it. It's like, all right, where's the ball at? Oh, shoot, Johnny over there in the crowd has it. It's just like Mike Evans does that every single time. I feel like he catches a touchdown. He always finds a fan and gives him the ball. Great guy. And it's just one of those things, you're not realizing it. Like, if it's not known, like, to the players where it's like, oh my God, this is a record breaker, this, that, and the other, no one's really going to think about it. But my goodness, he did get a lot. I don't know if any of those are game worn jerseys, and like
Oh,
people were
probably
saying,
not.
yeah, that would have been a must though. I don't need two jerseys. Like, cool, like great, like two signed jerseys from Brady is absolutely insane. I would have to have a jersey, like game worn jersey. Like, I don't need it to be anything like crazy, like, oh my God, your last game as a Patriot, this, that, and the other. I don't need anything fancy like that. I want a game worn jersey though, and preferably a Patriots one. I know this guy's a Bucks fan, so clearly he wouldn't mind a Bucks jersey. But I would be like, yo, give me the jersey from today's game. You take the football, I'll take the
Oh,
jersey.
that jersey's good. That jersey's going to Canton too. Like
Dude,
I
that's sad. I would have like, yo, you're either you get the football or I'm getting your jersey from the game. Or like the next team, whatever. I'm getting a guaranteed game worn jersey. I don't need two signed by you. I'll take one game worn and signed. But the same token, you don't know what Brady's doing behind the scenes. Brady come like, dude, this guy's totally like nice for giving the ball up. Because a lot of people you saw with that Zach Hampel dude that collects the home run balls for baseball. He threw
he's
a
a
thing with
home run magnet.
A-Rod's ball. He goes, not happening. And he threw a whole fit and was like, oh, I'm not giving it, which, again, was his right. People hammered him for it. At the same time, this dude was in a lose-lose situation. He's in a lose-lose because he made the right – he was a nice guy, a genuine person, giving the football back without much of a fuss. Or he could have held on to the football and like, you're a tool, give it back to him. So he's in a lose-lose. Will, I've talked a lot about this, but this is why I want to talk. It's a really good conversation. What are your thoughts? What would you have done? And are you happy this guy was a good person?
I'm happy he's a good person because here, just think of it. You're gonna get good karma because you did this, and you're not gonna be, like just like a rude person, just being like, hey, I'm keeping this. I'm walking out the stadium with this. If you want, Brady and his people could come meet me and my people. Come to my house. We'll chit chat, have a couple of drinks, whatnot, blah blah. If you think of it, if I was in that situation, I would obviously be like, I need a half hour because I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to be like, I'm holding an NFL history right here. Like, this is a historic NFL piece. Who knows who's going to be doing this next? Will Aaron Rodgers reach 600? Like, no other quarterback has reached like this, like magnitude of like just a touchdown pass. And, Tom Brady, 600 touchdown passes. That's it. And, if you looked at the new Battlefield 2042 trailer, he won MVP in the year 2042, according to EA Sports. There's that. But I would honestly, I would have done the same as that guy. I would have did the same as that guy. Like, listen, I'd be like, listen, I'm holding on to this thing. I'll give it back to you at halftime or whatever, because that was a first half score. I'll give it back to you at halftime. Just stay over here. I'll toss it back to you. But a lot of people are like, I want $500,000 for it. Like, come on, man. Just be thankful. Like,
Yeah, see, that's where I'm
there's
like, I'm gonna
so
play
much.
devil's advocate. I always hear like, oh, you always get good karma. I've always done by the right thing, Will. I've always done it. I've gotten like extra money on a paycheck that I was not nearly supposed to get. And I went to my boss, yo, you overpaid me. Like, you gave me like two checks worth for one check. I'm like, you messed up here. Was the nice guy. And guess what? I didn't get any extra money for it. It was like, oh, cool, thanks. I'll take that, I'll take that off your next paycheck. I'm like, cool. Where I would know a lot of people are like, sweet, extra money, I'm taking it. And I never got any good karma after that. So, like, to be fair, that's what the guys were like, dude, screw good karma. Like, it's always like the nice guy finishes last. So, I mean, I would have had like a mark in my head. I would have known who threw that and like how important it was. And I know Brady's got something of importance. I definitely probably would have asked a lot. Like, I don't need money to go in the store. I don't care. Give me money. Like, I don't need money to go spend in the store. Like, it's a good conversation. That's why I want to talk about it, Will, because it's just it's history.
It's
That's
it's like
history
that.
that shouldn't touch a normal person's hands because, like I said, that stuff's usually known. Like that stuff's usually like, all right, as soon as you get it, bro, give it to Brady. Like that's 600. That's probably never going to happen again. I know they added an extra game, but like, dude, like figure we all thought Mahomes was on another level, and here we are. Mahomes is leading the league in interceptions, I believe. So this guy is literally great. How old he is, I mean, it is insane. Like, there's probably no one that's ever gonna like. He's literally probably gonna sit alone in the 600 club. Like he's will. That is something that shouldn't be in the normal person's hands. Um, again, you don't know what Brady's doing behind the scenes. You don't know. Brady could be hooking this dude up with who knows what and just doing it behind the scenes. Like, I don't have to make it known, make it public. I'll take care of the guy. So who knows?
Well, let's look into the trade deadline. Now we are 6 days, well, less than 6 days. We got, a little over 100 hours, 100 and, 50 something hours till the trade deadline hits next Tuesday. There's already so much talk that apparently the Dolphins and the Texans have already agreed to a Deshaun Watson trade, but the Dolphins owner has come out and said, "Hey, I need to know, all these, lawsuits that he has against them, blah, blah, blah." He wants to hear from Goodell. Essentially, will he get suspended? And now we wait. It feels like we've been at a standstill since last week's episode with the whole Watson ordeal. But let's talk about some other trades that we want to see happen. I mean, I got one that's off the bat here, okay? I say the Bears don't make the playoffs this year. Okay, that's not even a hot take. We'll have a little hot take in a couple minutes here, but Bears don't make the playoffs. Trade away Allen Robinson. Trade him away. He's just kind of withering away for $18 million he got that franchise tender for in Chicago. Trade him to the Ravens. Get the Ravens a true number one. Lamar Jackson's passing the ball better than he's ever done before. Why not send him, number 12, help? That's all he can say. I mean, he's miserable in Chicago. He has to be miserable up there.
Oh, yeah.
But send him to the Ravens for a third-round pick. You don't have a lot of draft compensation next year. Get as much as you can. Trade like a third-round pick and another mid-round pick the following year or something to acquire Allen Robinson. And you get Lamar Jackson, a true threat, true tall guy threat on the outside. Like Marquise Hollywood Brown's a good threat, but get him something for that. Which tower should I jump off of?
Yeah, that's kind of how it's going down there. Yeah, A-Rob's an interesting name. If Chicago is in the same division as the Packers, I would say that makes a ton of sense. Clearly, they're not going to do that. They're not going to watch Allen Robinson go out and torch them. I don't know how many. They probably have one more game they have to play or whatever. But yeah, he's got to get. I don't see the Ravens being that team. Who is that team? I don't know. That fits A-Rob. Again, I talked about it last show. Marcus May, I think, is a done deal. He's going to get shipped. Yeah, another name is Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram is another name I could see possibly getting dealt by the Giants because so far this season has been disappointing for the Giants. Evan Ingram hasn't panned out to be the guy they expected. They have Kyle Rudolph there. See if he's going to be the guy for the next few seasons to take that tight end one spot. Because Evan Ingram clearly can't do it. So Evan Ingram, I think, is another guy you can trade away.
He can't catch a break. He can't catch anything.
Nah, that guy can't catch a cold. I was going to say Jabril Peppers is another name, but he tore his ACL or
he's done.
Something happened. He's done for the season. So there's you got to look at the garbage teams. You got to look at the teams that are like in the dumps. I don't know what Sterling Shepard's contract looks like for the Giants. I don't know if he's on his last year of his deal where it's like he's another guy. You just signed Galladay. You got Tony who looks really good. You got Slayton clearly. Is Shepard a guy you can deal at the deadline to another team that needs a receiver? Possibly. If you have any questions or trade partners, players who should be traded, drop questions below. We'll get to them. It's just Allen Robinson just kind of sitting there.
I say the Broncos trade Kyle Fuller to Seattle because Seattle needs an actual cornerback. They need something on defense. Although they don't have much compensation for the draft this year, they got to go out and draft a corner if they want to stay in the playoffs. Like, what are they, a 3-win team? I think they're a 3-win team.
Who?
The Seahawks.
No, they're 2
They're
wins.
2. They're just down bad right now, and they're going to be playing Jacksonville too. Just you
That's what
need
I'm saying,
you need to
that's a
trade for a
team.
corner. Get
No,
Kyle
it's too
Fuller.
late. It's too late. They're a team that's going to possibly turn into trade mode. Like Dunlap could be gone. I don't know. I don't know what Bobby Wagner's situation is. I'm not saying Bobby Wagner's going to get traded, but like Seattle's screwed. Seattle has 0 draft compensation. They are stuck with Jamal Adams. Seattle's a team that could sell, but the problem is who you trading. That's what it comes down to. Who are the Seahawks going to trade? Oh, Joe, don't start, bro. Steelers are 3-3.
Trash teams. Who are the Steelers trade? I really wish we got Twitter comments in here because pretty sure Hack could just like hold down the comment section over on Twitter.
Oh gosh, Hack over here. Steelers are 3-3, Joe. Stop it. Don't make me get going on the Jets. You put this on yourself, Joe. With this kid was talking a lot of crap about the Lakers. And I gotta stay with your team. I am, Joe. Guess what? You brought this on yourself, so I call this bad karma. Zach Wilson getting hurt on the Hack job.
Oh, I wouldn't say injuries are karma.
Man was running his mouth. Will, oh, here he is. Oh, God, yeah. You want to trade for Joe Flacco? Piss off, Joe. It's like I called that one. Speaking of trades, yeah, Joe Flacco. I kind of called that one.
Joe Flacco to the Jets.
The Jets had no veteran leadership.
Oh, my God.
And they're like, oh, why are you going to trade for him? He makes a ton of sense because why would the Eagles trade for Gardner Minshew? And I called that when I was working at 97.3. I told the guys, I'm like, yo, this is a possible quarterback one. This is what this trade is. The Eagles trading for Gardner Minshew is possibly a backdoor. Jalen Hurts, not a fan. Let's give Minshew a shot because the Jags benched Minshew. Why? Because he was going to win them games. He was going to stumble into a win or two and take them out of the first overall spot or the race for it. Clearly, Trevor Lawrence is an upgrade of Gardner Minshew, and they sat him because they knew. So you tell me why the Eagles traded for Gardner Minshew. It's a possible quarterback one situation there, and that's why they did it. So Joe Flacco ending up in New York made a bazillion ton of sense. I called it way back when because the Jets had no veteran leadership. Because you look at all
they have Josh Johnson on the practice squad right now. And they could have called him up.
But
here's the thing, though. You're going to trade for a guy that you literally could have re-signed last year. You just could have re-signed. But I know he still thinks he's a starter in this league. Obviously, I think he's a really good quarterback still. Obviously, he's not back in his Flacco days where, what was that saying? Flacco's elite.
Oh God, that was
the eliteness of Joe Flacco.
Oh gosh, Gridiron Heights ran with Joe Flacco in the elite club. Oh God, that was.
Now that's a historic.
Flacco is a good quarterback, but it just makes sense. Look at all the young quarterbacks. The way the league goes, they're always with a young guy. They're always with like a young quarterback if they're going to be there. Look at Justin Fields right now. He's got a veteran leader there. I know Trevor Lawrence is different. But when you're usually like that first overall pick, you kind of usually it's like, yeah, this is your ship. Like it's kind of how it usually goes. You're thrown right in the fire, like Zach Wilson was with the Jets. But he needs a veteran. The Jets kind of needed that, and they got it now. So it made a ton of sense for the Jets. Yeah, that game's gonna be really bad. Who's the quarterback? Was it
Mike White?
That's it, Mike White. Oh.
I'm gonna get this game for work too. I'm not even impressed right now. I can't wait to make a Jamar Chase highlight though. I'm pretty excited.
Joe's all in on they should have kept him.
They should have kept him.
They didn't have to trade for him. They could have kept him. Which again, I agree, but at the same time, I don't know if Joe wanted that. Joe might have wanted to go have a shot starting somewhere. That's what makes 0 sense with the whole Philly thing. Yeah, Mike White doesn't. The name is very weird, and he's definitely gonna have a bad time this weekend. And people are gonna run with that whole thing this weekend. I have a nice feeling about that one.
Also, another trade that did go through: Rams traded Kenny Young in a 7th-round selection in 3 years for a 6th-round selection in 3 years. Such a Rams thing to do. I mean, Kenny Young had a really good game against the Lions on Sunday, and I thought he's a fairly decent player, so this kind of surprises me. But the Broncos, 8 injured linebackers, and 6 of which are on injured reserve. God help the Broncos. Honestly,
Yeah.
they have the worst injury luck out of any team right now.
Yeah,
They're
and
so
speaking
bad.
of teams, oh gosh, Joe says the Bengals are going to hang 70 on the Jets this week. Oh god. Yeah, Joe, you're right. It's not going to be good for the Jets. I'm very sorry. It is going to get better. I told you guys it's going to get better. It will get better. Um, yeah, another trade rumor. The Panthers are not trading for Deshaun Watson. Great.
I
Good
feel like
job.
Deshaun Watson just doesn't get moved at the deadline. I honestly do. I feel like this is just going to
No,
be like just a circle. I feel like
is it
it's
all
going
of
to
a
be
sudden going
like
to get cleared up? His
it,
situation, it's not going to get cleared up. Like we haven't heard anything on it for months on end. You think all of a sudden because the Dolphins want him, all of a sudden like the Warriors are going to be, all right, yeah, he's cleared. There's nothing going on here. Like cool, 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 cool. So like, I don't think he gets moved. Watson's not going to get traded by the deadline. That's an
it's going to be
all-season
like
thing.
an AJ McCarron thing from when he was going to get traded out to Cincinnati to, I believe, Cleveland in like 2016, and they like filed the papers like a minute late. Something stupid like that to the league office. I think the Bengals messed up on trying to do that trade. That's like a
Yeah,
forever thing.
I know we're trying to get some comments here. Like, if anyone's got like, do you think Watson get traded? Please, like, tell us. Like, I certainly don't think so. Um, I don't think the deal gets done by the deadline because if the Dolphins are coming out saying we're not trading for him unless this stuff gets cleared up, you think like it's all of a sudden going to get cleared up here in a week or two? No, it's not. We haven't heard anything for months, so it's not getting done. Is it an all-season thing? Absolutely. This could definitely happen and this trade go through, but yeah, Dolphins have been disappointing too, so that's kind of crazy. I didn't think the Dolphins would be here in the situation they are, but here they are.
Let's shift focus here. Let's go into our very popular segment: buy, selling, and holding. Colton, what are you going to be buying into today, player and or team wise?
Yeah, I know what I'm not buying. I can't wait to get to that one for you. But yeah, I'm buying. It has to be Kyle Pitts. Dude, Kyle Pitts has been absolute dog for the Falcons. My goodness, Kyle Pitts has been great. Very glad he's kind of figured out how to play football. And the Falcons are like, oh yeah, forgot we drafted this guy, and like they call this guy the next Travis Kelce. So let's get him to football. Yeah, Kyle Pitts.
163 yards on that was so slipped. That was under the rug. Like that
Yeah, you
just
didn't
went
realize that? Oh
underneath.
yeah, yeah.
I felt like
He
that
was
would have been like, well, I hear about all this stuff on like a work chat, but that was quiet. That just went under the rug. No one mentioned it.
Yeah, he's
But that's
gross.
another guy too, Hayden Hurst, the backup tight end now for the Falcons. I think he could get traded up to Buffalo. I'll give it by like
See,
week's
that
end.
makes a lot of sense. See, well, look at us.
Look at us. Look
Chugging
at us
along.
using our thinking cap. All that
Yeah.
college and stuff. We're
All that
smart.
useless information that we learned. Just football
We went
knowledge
to
is all we
4-year
need.
schools, but took 5 years to finish. We are very smart people here. But
Yeah,
team I want to buy into though. God, I'm gonna buy into the Vikings, man. Honestly, hot take here. Vikings got the best touchdown song. Okay, let's get crazy by Prince. Absolute banger. I suggest you listen to it right after he kind of does his little vocal stuff in the beginning of the song. But at about like I don't know 40 seconds in, just turn the volume all the way up to the top. Okay, and just start dancing like Justin Jefferson does. I'm buying into the Vikings. I think they honestly make the playoffs. I believe that was one of the teams I had as like that was one of the teams Colton had as his kind of like later 7th seed kind of thing. I mean, I had the Saints too, and the Saints are, they're showing up this year. But I'll be buying up the Vikings. Let's hear you want to sell off here because you've been kind of slowly hyping this up. I'm
yeah.
excited.
Oh, you're excited for the guy that you just love slurping up, even though he's not in your team anymore. I'm
Oh
selling the
no.
Panthers. Don't come anywhere near me until McCaffrey's back. Yeah, Darnold looks like the Darnold from the Jets. He looks awful. He looks extremely lost. Yeah, I'm selling on the Jets. I'm in the Panthers. See, that's where I'm at. It's like, oh God, is it the Jets?
You're
No,
seeing
no, it's
ghosts.
Carolina. See, I'm seeing ghosts just like Darnold. Yeah, I'm selling the Panthers. My God, and I'm selling Darnold. He's been awful.
God. I'm gonna sell off the Chiefs. I'm gonna just say it here. I'm selling off the Chiefs. I'm honestly done with the Chiefs. As a person that, wanted to be that guy that drafts Mahomes first just so I could set the draft order on fire having to pick all these quarterbacks in the second, third, and fourth rounds. I'm done with the Chiefs. Okay. Honestly, I saw one TikTok today. I saw TikTok, obviously, because they come on Twitter. And you just see Patrick Mahomes sitting down. He just looks so miserable. And there's, his brother, dancing. And then there's his fiance wife, whatever title she has now. And they're just, oh my God. He needs a break from them. He needs to just like travel across town or something. Just get a hotel room. Just kind of like free his mind up. So he doesn't have to see, all the dancing on the sideline, all the new TikToks going on there. As this is basically what it is, the Sam Darnold experience.
That is kind of crazy.
But what do you want to hold on
and
here?
I'm gonna avoid the hold. I'm gonna buy the Bengals. I know I bought a player. I'm buying the Bayou Bengals. Holy crap! They woke up the dang Ravens this weekend. Ravens were cruising on a high. Cool, we're playing the Bengals. Yeah, and man, those memes are out and about. With the Penny Sewell and throwing to whoever, Tyler Boyd, whoever,
That
and
that
Jamar Chase
historic
and Joe
meme.
Burrow getting absolutely murdered. Yeah, that's wrong. They're very good, the Bengals, and it's kind of like nuts. And I'm very glad I made a very interesting trade. Will, I traded Derrick Henry for DeAndre Swift and that number one guy who like couldn't catch a football in preseason, in Jamar Chase. Who like, dude, this is the Bengals season is actually like very head scratching. It's like you want to punch your head through a wall and look around like, what is going on here? It makes zero sense. The Bengals, dude, it is kind of nuts. Good for the Bengals, man. Jamar Chase, guy that like couldn't catch a football in preseason. Yeah, I can't see the laces on the ball. It's like he was setting everyone up for this. It was like, oh God, man, I don't know how to catch a football. I can't see the laces. I can't see the ball. Yeah,
That man trolled us all. He honestly went out just to be
God.
like, you know what? I woke up. I'm choosing violence right now.
So yeah, I don't know if you have a hold, but yeah, I had to
Ah,
say something about the Bengals, man. They're hello, welcome to America, folks. 'Cause the
their
Bengals
best,
are good. Who would have
their
thought? Not me, man.
their best start since 2015, where they could have honestly locked up the 1 seed, but the Andy Dalton injury against Denver kind of derailed the rest of their season, and they almost upset your Steelers. And then the unfolding of
He
the
actually got hurt against the Steelers.
did he really? I thought
Yep,
it was the Broncos.
not it was,
Oh, so that was AJ McCarron's first NFL start
yeah, it was
against the
against
Denver Broncos.
it was the
I'm gonna
Steelers
continue
game.
to hold. I'm gonna continue to hold on the Atlanta Falcons. I am not ready to do anything there yet. I said this before the London game. I'm gonna hold out on the Falcons. I want to see what they can do. Can they just take that next step? Can they surprise me? What can the Bengals do? Well, the Falcons. Confusing both, but let's see what the Falcons can do going into Carolina and maybe shifting into the third best, second best, depending on what happens this weekend between two division games, the Bucks and the Saints, and the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. Matty Ice, respect Matty Ice. I got to make a highlight of him at work. That was pretty cool. That was one of my dopest things, and it went on the NFL YouTube page. So if you see Matt Ryan highlights in London, that's mine. Okay, just so we are all clear here. Let's go in the top players and games of the week. What are some of your picks? I mean, there wasn't anything fun like game wise, unless you really like a defensive game, but there were a lot of great players this week.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue off the Bayou Bengal train, and I'm just gonna literally jump on Jamar Chase. He made Marlon Humphrey his baby this weekend. Yeah, put him on a few highlights. Yeah, I'm going to ride Jamar Chase. What a game. I'm very excited I got him. I can't wait to see what he does fantasy wise the rest of the season. Jamar Chase was an absolute dog for the Bengals. So, yeah, that was the best performance of the weekend. Bengals, dude. It was kind of crazy.
One player I do want to buy into, though. Tua had a great game this weekend. Even though he had 2 interceptions, he played really well against the Falcons. Uh-oh, here we go. I mean, I kind of got screwed in fantasy, so I had to pick up Tua, who was available in free agency for some reason in a 2-quarterback starting league. But
Yeah.
Tua did have a really good game this weekend. But also, one of the best games we kind of threw shade on last week calling a dumpster fire game. The Falcons and the Dolphins actually turned out to be one of the greatest close games of all time. Not all time, but for week 7, that was probably one of the greatest games. I got to admit.
Yeah, it's usually how it works. I called the week 1 game a dumpster fire with the Bucks. in Dallas. I literally called the radio station. I was joking around with the guys, and I literally ended it on, yeah, it's going to be a dumpster fire. You don't have to stay up late. Don't worry about it. And it ended up being a good game. So I've honestly been really off on the dumpster fire
You got
games.
to keep on calling more games dumpster fires because I really like these close games.
Yeah, I got to call games dumpster fires from now on because every time I do that, it's quite the opposite. But yeah, Tua's been playing better, the turnovers, but he's starting to.
Mark Ingram has been traded back to the Saints. Breaking news here. So the Saints are reuniting with an old friend.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Who cares? I lost Alvin Kamara this week and I had a huge lead. I don't care. What a wait for that, New Orleans. Bro, who cares? Who cares? Like, great. Now, was it the David Johnson show back in Houston? No one cares.
No Philip Lindsay, Rex Burkhead.
Yeah,
I don't even know who the number one back is there. I really don't know.
Well, there we go. There was a trade, a trade that we didn't expect.
Was not on the bingo cards.
Brandon Cooks is definitely going to be dealt by the deadline. There's no way.
Apparently, per NFL executives, him and Laramie Tunsil, who I wasn't expecting to be traded anyway, Tunsil, but Brandon Cooks is not going to be traded by the trade deadline unless they are blown away by an offer, which is just such a Texans thing to do.
Well, yes, it is a Texans thing to do. Get draft compensation. If you could get him for a third or second round pick, I'd be licking my chops. Thank you. Oh, God, teams are so stupid in the NFL. They really are. It's like what's his name? Bill O'Brien is still hovering over the Texans to this day.
I need to find that video. I am going to get that video on here. I have to go rummage through my computer for this one Zoom call where Colton just absolutely laid the smackdown on Bill O'Brien, the greatest 3-minute rant in history of rants. This will make anyone laugh. I will have to find it. We only have audio of it, but I need to find the actual video of it because I think it makes it even funnier from how low quality we went to where we are now.
Yeah. Oh, God. Bill O'Brien. What a guy. But yeah, Saints. That's interesting, huh? Mark Ingram. I think they don't want to have the situation where if Alvin goes down, they're screwed and they're handicapped. Might as well do it before the deadline. And would they give up for him?
They probably gave up a late round pick. I mean, Ingram's 1-year deal, $3 million. So you have to shell out the other half of this contract. So nothing really much for a team that had to go $100 million from over the cap to under the cap. Let's see what the Saints could do. Maybe this is a poise for a playoff run because they have been playing some good football. Although this past weekend against the Seattle Seahawks,
ugly.
That was an abysmal game.
Dude, your boy Gino. See, it's like you are like the exact opposite. You get on the Sam Darnold train, down. Geno Smith, down the hatch. Dude, oh my gosh.
The Saints occupy the 6th seed, which is the second wild card spot in football as of right now.
Yeah, he's been bad, Gino. Just in case you're wondering, Mr. Gino.
I don't need to hear this, okay? I had a Madden franchise, okay? And Geno Smith played against me when I was the Jaguars, okay? It was meant to be, all right? But let's go into week 8 predictions right now, as this is going to be very exciting. As we got the graphic down below, I ended my Jacksonville Jaguars streak of 21 straight weeks where I did not have a lead on Colton on the season. And now, with 2 losses last week, I now take a commanding 2-game lead over Colton. 107 NFL games have been played, and we still got another 168 to go. It's about to get fun here, ladies and gentlemen. And let's go into this Thursday night game where the Green Bay Packers travel to Arizona, the desert. Probably the best Thursday night football game of the year. Okay, we're not fortunate with these games, but this is probably the best one we got.
And COVID happened, so it's not the best one. That's the way this game's turned out. Yeah, you can give me the Cardinals. I think a banged up Green Bay team going into this game doesn't get it done. So you can give me the Cards. They stay undefeated.
And I will match you with the Arizona Cardinals there. Now let's go shift into Sunday. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. Nick Chubb might be active. Baker Mayfield might be playing. Who knows? But you're going Pittsburgh. I didn't know you were a Steelers fan.
Oh, really?
Couldn't tell.
The back didn't figure it. Yeah,
honestly, Steelers. That thing by your right, so your left shoulder, but where I'm looking at the right, I always think it's a Texas logo. Left arm. I don't know, just how it looks. It kind of looks like a Texas logo.
You're talking about this thing.
Yeah. It looks like the the Longhorns logo. I always think that every time I see that.
It is? It's melting like steel. Like, it's actually a really tough poster. It's like melting steel, for the steel workers in Pittsburgh. But yeah, I'm going to Steelers. I think they get it done. Banged up Browns team. I think the Steelers pulled out. They're starting to kind of find their way. I know the Steelers are like, oh God, they're dumpster fire. They're 3-3. They're really not that good. Yeah, look at the teams they've lost to. The Raiders are 5-2. The Bengals are 5-2. And the Packers are 6-1. So, yeah. And 2 of those games are without TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. If they have those guys, they might win the game and they might beat the Raiders if TJ Watt doesn't get hurt in that game because he was starting to cause some problems. So, let's not be silly here. I think the Steelers could beat the Browns this weekend in Cleveland. I think they get it done. So, come on, take the Brownies.
I'm taking the Browns. I'll take the Browns. You'll give me a free win, okay? I have to let you catch up. We're throwing this right back at each other.
Wow. All right.
Let's see. Carolina at Atlanta.
Yeah, you can give me the Falcons. I'm over your Panthers. So please fall in love with your boy.
I'm taking. Listen, I have to hold on this team. I have to hold on the Falcons. So I have to pick them to see. What am I holding? Okay. That just might be the meme for the rest of the year. I might just hold the Falcons because I just want to see what they do. Not going to take any sides here, but I will take Atlanta. I'm going to fill you in this game. Miami at Buffalo. I'll just fill you in here for the obvious choice. San Fran at Chicago. 1:00 in the Windy City.
Yeah, you can give me San Fran. That's all. I don't need to go on to it. I said way too much after the Steelers game.
I'll take San Fran here. I gotta think Mitchell here though. I gotta think Mitchell. I had to pick him up because I was so down in the dumps of running backs. Helped me win this week, so I gotta give credit to him. Now I'm holding 14 running backs in fantasy football. Ooh, Philadelphia at the Detroit Lions. This is yeah. This is a game. I will just say who I'm taking the Eagles, okay? Because there's part of me. I did write down Detroit when I was writing down my picks, and then I took it off and I put the Eagles because I don't want to get
Now that you got the lead, you're going to play conservative. I'm going to go Detroit, man. I'm taking them a ton. I'm taking them again. Give me the Lions.
Let's see here. The Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. 2 of the hottest teams right now in the AFC on paper right now. Dude, Colts have been on a 3-game win streak. And Tennessee has just been conquering the Kings, essentially. This game is in Indy.
I'm going to take the Colts. I know Derrick Henry's been an absolute monster. I might have been stupid trading him away. I do like the haul I got. And they're actually surprising me. I didn't think the Titans were that good. But yeah, I'm starting to buy back into them because they're actually pretty good. But I'm going to take the Colts here because the Colts, for some reason, own them. It feels like, right? Am I wrong or am I confusing that with the Texans? I might be confusing that with the Texans. The Colts own a team, but the Colts, this is it. T.Y. Pittman, I'm buying into the Colts. Oh, Marlon Mack might be a guy that gets traded also.
I say it's traded to the Chargers. You get a 1-2 combo, wombo combo, and Austin Eckler and Marlon Mack.
See, that's an interesting trade. I like that. That Joshua Kelly kid kind of fell off a cliff there. The kid from UCLA.
And then they have Austin Jackson. I think that's that other name there for the Chargers.
Yes.
Justin Jackson, same thing. All righty. Well, I'm going to take Tennessee because King Henry rules it all.
See, this is trying to turn into you. I might be handing games away here down the stretch like you usually do. This is not good. I got to get a few of these this week. I got to make this spicy.
I'm going to give you a random drug test or something,
I don't like losing, Will. I don't like losing.
Cincinnati at the Jets. Well, I'm going to take Cincinnati, and I'll honestly, I'll say they beat the Jets by 3 scores.
Yeah, you can fill me in. Bengals -50. So, yeah.
Another good one here. The Los Angeles Rams at the Houston Texans. Tyrod Taylor might be coming back this week as quarterback, so Davis Mills will not have to get destroyed against the dominant LA defensive line.
Yeah, you can give me the Rams. I think you filled me in, but yeah.
I did fill you in here. I'll fill you in again here. Let's see. New England at the Chargers. I'll fill you in here for the Chargers because why not?
Where's this game at?
This game is in LA.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
The game of the 4 o'clock hour, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jags.
I took the Jags too. You know what? No, I'm being different here. Geno's last start probably. Okay, and he's gonna go out as a victor here. I'm changing my pick. I'm picking Seattle. Screw it.
See, you fell in my trap, which is what I like because Seattle's an absolute dumpster fire, and what's his name is actually going to throw the ball on them, and he's going to do it well. So yeah, you can give me the Jags.
Washington at Denver.
God, this is a dumpster fire.
This is a dumpster fire game.
This is a bad game. So now it's going to be good just because I said that. I'm going to take Washington. It is full blown. It is blowing up in Denver. It's literally the biggest meltdown, just like Carolina. Like, dude, they have to win that game against the Browns Thursday. How do you let this random bum from the AAF run all over you? Oh my God, yeah, I'm taking Washington. Have fun with Antonio Gibson, and Taylor Heineke's going to do it to you again. Good job, Denver. Like, dude, how are you?
Let it out, Colin. It's okay. Let's talk about this. Mano y mano here. Come on. There's no one watching.
I think Jerry Judy's back this week for them. But, dude, I'm so over the Broncos. And I love Teddy. Like, he had a better second half. But, like, dude, where was that in the first half? Like, it's just like you have two good running backs. You have Teddy Bridgewater and Cortland Sutton, and Tim Patrick played well, and Noah Fant. Like, I don't understand why they're this bad, but they're this bad. And I'm doing the thing again, Will, where I'm slapping stuff because I'm getting aggravated. Like, they shouldn't be this bad. Like, it's just like, oh, God. Like, the Broncos, aggravating team. I'm not picking them. Like, I think you said it. You were not picking the Broncos anymore.
I have the biggest grudge against Denver. The biggest grudge.
See, that's what I feel about Seattle. Seattle's cost me some money in the past.
Denver cost me $2,000. Okay, like I could have won $2,000 on $5. The perfect 10-team parlay, week 17 of 2019. I literally had this parlay to a T, and then they're like, "Let's give the Raiders a touchdown with 30 seconds. You want 2 points? Here you go." I can't with them anymore. I will never pick them. Never give them the light of day. The Denver Broncos, they need to fold, just like the Vancouver Canucks. If you don't understand that meme, you will understand that meme very soon. But I'm going to take Washington. I'll take whatever spread there is. I'm not allowed to look at sportsbooks, so I'll take whatever the spread is here. Minus, I don't know, 24. There. Taylor Heineke, career day against Denver. That's that. Tom Brady travels to the New Orleans Saints. Where do you go on this one?
I'll take the 600 touchdown man.
602.
600 touchdown man. He's over 600. He's in the 600 club. All right, geez, I didn't know we were coming out here being Pacific here, but here we are.
Pacific, not specific. Okay, cool. Oh, there you go.
Oh my gosh. Well, please take the joke. Please take the joke. Oh my God.
Sunday night football.
I'll take the Bucks. Who are you taking?
I'll take the Bucks too. Okay, obviously. Let's see. Sunday night football, the Dallas Cowboys at the Minnesota Vikings. This is in Minnesota.
This is a good game, man.
This is one of the better non-flex games.
This is the game I get. Oh, God. I'm about to fall in the trap. I'm going to take Dallas. This is a game where I take Minnesota and they lose. That's what I'm thinking. I should take the Vikings. They have been a lot better than expected. They've proved me wrong a ton. I got to take Dallas, dude. I've been high on Dallas this whole season. I'm taking them here. I got to take them again.
I'm taking the Vikings, okay? I'll be listening to Prince Let's Go Crazy, okay? Yes, I'll be dancing around while Justin Jefferson's just catching tutties all night long. Okay, I'm buying in on them. I think this is where, they start the hot streak. And I also think the last time they played primetime, Kirk Cousins had an electrifying game. I'm pretty sure he won on primetime, and that was a Sunday Night Football game 2 years ago. And Monday Night Football's dumpster fire game, the New York Giants at the Kansas City Chiefs. Shall I fill you in on who to pick here?
Yeah, I want to take the Giants. I do, but if they have Saquon Barkley, but the problem is that if the Giants do have Saquon Barkley, the Giants won't have Saquon Barkley. They're not going to use him. They're going to overprotect his scrawny, soft self, and they're going to give him the ball 10 times and not just run it down their face. I don't care who's there. If Barkley's active, he should be touching the ball 20 times. Give it ding, 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 and ding. Take it, run 80 yards. Take it, run 80 yards. Why do teams overthink stuff? Seriously, if Barkley's active, give him the ball. Don't protect his soft self and give it to him 5 times and That's it, Barkley. Thanks for being active like the beginning of the season, which is why the Giants are where they're at. Run the football. I'm going to take the Chiefs.
I will take the Chiefs as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, rounds out the show. Thank you guys for tuning in on whatever platform you watched on, U Stadium's YouTube page, Twitch page, Facebook page, Twitter page, wherever you did and you stopped in for 3 seconds or even the entire hour of the show. Thank you for tuning in. Follow our shows. Play Action Pod 1 over on Twitter, the Play Action Podcast over on Instagram, and Play Action Podcast over on Facebook. And thank you guys for tuning in. Next week, Colin, we're doing the thing. We're rank the teams, power rankings. Yeah, we're gonna do that next week. We're gonna go mid-season review. We're gonna go over what we had looked at, what we thought of before the season. Let's see how wrong we are, because that's the best part of predictions. And also, we'll probably end up having a nice hot take segment next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and this was the Play Action Podcast.